Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of International Opinion. Today I have my friends Nick and John.
Jimbo.
You make it wrong.
Jimbo is Nick. Yeah, his name is Nick.
Me again, John and Nicholas.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of International Opinion. Today I have my friend John and Nick here, and we're going to ask them some questions about, the United States and what their opinions are on it, and also how it also compares to their country in China. And this time we're going to start out with some light questions and then go into some more, controversial topics that are in the United States. So yes, let's begin with the first question. How does the car modifications, such as painting, modifying your engine, just etc., all the different things that car people can do to their cars, how is that different in China compared to the United States? In the United States, you can modify your car literally any way you want it as long as it passes just a standard set of requirements. Like your lights work, your turn signals work, as long as it has certain emissions, it doesn't have too much carbon dioxide getting polluted into the environment, just certain things like that. You can literally modify your car no matter what you want. There's no rules on it as long as you don't copy a cop car. Like, how is it different in China?
I think the rules are much more stricter. In China we have a license for people and we also have a license for the car.
Oh wow.
So there are two licenses. You can't drive without one of them. Yeah.
Okay.
So the car modifications in China can be very strict. You must go to the police station and report to them how you are going to modify your car, and then ask for the police approval. If they approve it, you are going to modify your car in exactly the same way that the police agree you to do so.
Wow.
After that, you have to drive a car back to the police station and then let them check it. After they think it's alright, they will give you a new license, including the information with the car, all of the information.
Wow. That seems like quite a lot of work in order to just modify your car. Wow. If I had to do that with all the cars that I've had in the past,
no,
especially with the government, things are a lot slower. Yeah, that's crazy. Wow. Is it pretty expensive, do you think, sometimes to modify your car?
To modify your car, yes, it does. Because you need special people, they have to agree to do that. Because doing the illegal changing in your car can relate to the people who do that. So the police will not only find you, but also the people, the mechanic who helps you to do that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it depends on the drivers whether he is there to doing that or not.
Yeah, if they dare to do that, they must change it back to normal every year, because the cars in China have to be checked in the police station to get an extension of the year of the car license every year. If they find that there is something strange in your car, you will not get the new license for that yet.
Wow. That's crazy, because if people weren't able to modify cars in America like that, or if they had to go through all this strict
rules,
that's just crazy. Like, me and my friend used to work on his trucks and stuff like that. Well, he was mainly the one who used to do all the work. I just came over and helped him do some small stuff sometimes. But if he has trucks that are lifted over a foot, and I don't think China would ever allow that to occur. So there's so many people in America that I think would get really angry by laws like that limit what you can do to your personal property.
But that's safe for all of the people because it's a public road. You cannot change the car whatever you want, regardless of the safety of other people. The road is built by the government. It belongs to all of us, all of the Chinese people. Yeah.
But just changing something as simple as the color of your car, I think that
but
you should be able to.
Yeah, because it's not safe to recognize. Like if you change your car, like a firefighter's car, like a police car, like an emergency engineering car, it will cause a lot of trouble. And if you can change your color of your car, whatever you want without reporting, the criminals in China maybe increasing.
Okay. Do you think that a lot of people abide by these rules in China, or do you think that there are lots of sleeper cars in China? And for those of you who don't know what sleepers are, that's basically a car that looks, stock, normal from the outside, just from the dealer, but on the inside it has tons of modifications that allow it to go, really fast, have high horsepower, stuff like that. So I think that this might apply to circumstances in China where,
It's impossible. because
Yeah.
when they check the car every year, they check your engine, they check everything
Okay.
inside of the car. Yeah.
Now, what would happen like if someone was to like race another person in China? Like what, you know,
You mean racing the highway?
like on the roads or something? Yeah.
Oh wow!
Oh, it's-
If you are caught by the policeman,
Yeah.
it depends how fast you drive.
You will be caught by the policeman and then put in the prison.
Put into the prison.
And you should reflect yourself for about 2 weeks, and your license will be gone. And
Will
you
be gone
can't-
for a year.
You can't ever get a license
New
anymore.
license anymore. You
Oh,
can
wow.
drive in
Yes.
3 years
Yes.
or in your whole life.
because you are risking your life.
Yeah,
So like, what if they don't get caught? Like, what if there's no police around? Then
it's impossible. There are cameras everywhere.
so the cameras will.
Yeah, the cameras will do
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
And there were police station about. There are 2 police station about maybe 2 or 3
Kilometers far
so,
away.
Wow,
So
wow.
if
Yeah.
one they detect you are driving in an enormous speed, they would then send the cars to catch you.
Wow,
Yeah,
wow.
you know, and you know the police stations, we have a very good security web in the country, which means like campuses like Technion, primary school, hospital, some big shop,
Yeah,
big
yeah.
shopping malls, they are all with police station inside of it and connected.
Wow.
And like my garden, I live in some kind of garden. My garden have a police station in it. So
inside of the, like your neighborhood.
at the
area?
gate, at the gate, it
It's more
rises.
like a guard station,
But it's like
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
government.
a government putting it.
No, it says that the guards are private guards of my garden, but
Okay.
they are connected to the police station. So if there is anything dangerous, they call the guards inside of the garden. There's a private guard will come out and stop them. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
and then the policeman will come.
Come.
Yeah,
Wow.
so that's why it is so safe in China. Everywhere in the city we have camera and it works 24 hours. We have central controlling room where we controlling office where 24 hours a day there are people watching. If
Wow,
there's
wow.
anything dangerous, please will come.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice knowing that there's like someone watching your back, but at the same time, it's like,
You are being watched.
yeah, you
Yes,
are being
being
watched.
watched.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
Exactly.
So it's like there's a good side to it and there's a bad side at the
No,
same.
being watched is not bad. You know why? Because I don't do the illegal things. It's good for us. It protects us. It's only bad for those who dares to go against the government and go against the law and threat people's life, threat people's security. Yeah.
I
See,
think it is-
Nicholas, it's something like that. It's like a web that can protect the good people and make the bad people feel scared deeply into their heart that they don't dare to do anything wrong.
I think it's a kind of a route for America, like the cameras are everywhere detecting their privacy. But people live in China for about like us 60 years, you will slowly get used to it.
You get
And
used to that, and you
you-
will like
yeah.
China very much
Yeah, because you didn't do anything
when somebody
illegal.
dares to take out the
Why
gun,
you need
the
to?
moment they take it out, the police got the message.
Yeah. You can still have your little privacy.
Privacy inside
apart
of
from
your
that,
room.
yeah.
Yeah, if you don't mind, you can just get nuked without. You can just go out of the street. Yeah,
Wow.
but,
Personal
in your room, in your room, of
really
course, in your
crazy,
room.
man.
Oh,
okay,
you,
the
said,
police
you said nude.
nuked,
Nude.
nuked.
Oh, it sounded like you
Nude.
said nuked.
Nude.
I was like,
Nude.
you get
Oh.
nuked.
Okay, you can just get nude inside of your room, in
Okay.
your home. It's okay, but
I mean,
you
it's your
go-
home. I mean, if
Yeah,
if
but-
you want to do that, I
What
mean,
would
you
you do?
should be allowed to do that.
but
Everyone
if you
can
go
do
out
that.
of the street, it will consider to be a a madness.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's
I'd say
man is
so.
everywhere, man.
No, it's not that kind of madness in America. It's not so serious. You can just put an underwear and then go out in America.
No, I think that's in the red light district.
Yeah, something like that. But in China, if you go out like you're looking very sexy on the avenue and the main, you can look sexy on the beach. Nobody care about that but if you just pull a swimming suit and walk at the most prosperous avenue of the city center, the police will come and see what's happening.
I don't know why someone
Why
would
is
do
it
that.
why is it so annoying? It's
Yeah,
mentally
it's so
unstable
strange.
people
Yeah.
who do that.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so the second question I have for you guys is, basically, does China have anything in a situation that's similar to this in the United States? And the situation is basically in the United States, down in the South, which is actually where I'm from.
Oh, you're from the south?
Yes,
Yeah.
from the South of America.
Oh, you're the winner.
Yeah.
Okay, so down in the
They
South,
failed.
you know, during the, So down in the South, where the Confederate people, the Confederate Army, fought for, they were down in the South, and the Union in the North. Obviously, everyone knows that the Confederate Army lost the war, and they had beliefs, in slavery, but then they also had the belief in each state's right to have its own government and not to have to be controlled by the federal government. Exactly. And so, basically, nowadays people have the Confederate flag to remember their family members that died in the past, right? That fought for what they believed in. Although, yes, now it's basically everyone in the entire world, except for maybe some areas in the world, believe that slavery is wrong. And I agree, slavery is wrong. But I don't think that we should forget the past or forget the people that died, from past generations, Because it wasn't like it was a couple people that, you can just forget them because they were rebellious, right?
Yes.
But it was the whole South believed in, having freedom of their states, but then also slavery. I don't agree with the slavery part, but in 1961, South Carolina passed a law that said that the Confederate flag would fly in front of their state buildings. And so recently, I think it was maybe the past year or two or something like that, it was considered very controversial and people began pulling down Confederate statues. And, they got the Confederate flag to be pulled down, I believe, if I remember properly. I do think that it's good to remember the people that died in these wars, right? So is there any situation like that in China? I mean, now it's the Republic of China. So what about the
People's Republic of China.
People's Republic of China?
Yeah.
Okay. So what was the? Do you guys have a situation like this in China where like there may be a previous country or the previous whatever the like republic?
You mean the dynasty?
During the Civil War, we did have Civil War in China, but it is not about slavery or not. It's about the Communist Party or the Kuomintang. In China, we have a new dynasty, then we will remove everything in the old dynasty. Like
we don't even have the
Communist
situation
Party. Well,
that no flag is flown in the
nobody flown
in,
it because
in the square or somewhere
everyone
else.
think it
Yeah.
boring.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people who sacrifice for the old government of the Republic of China. We don't memorial them.
Which is totally denied
now.
it.
Yeah, we totally deny their
Only
sacrifice. We don't think they are valuable.
Yeah.
They are not valuable warriors because they don't sacrifice for the government now. Only those who sacrifice for the Communist Party can be called heroes. Yeah, but we still honor totally at the bottom of our heart. We still honor those I don't honor.
So maybe
because I am a league member. I can't honor them. We only memorize those who won. Like Communist Party won, so the people who sacrifice for the Communist Party are honored. But nobody will remember those who sacrifice in the other side. Nobody care about that.
So like, would it be strange then to see maybe like a family that
They don't dare to honor them.
so a family that was part of like the previous government doesn't dare
My family used to be the previous government. My grandparents used to be an officer in the previous government. I don't honor it now. I'm a member of the Chinese Youth League, Communism League, and I'm at the opposite side clearly. I don't memorize them.
Okay.
Nobody memorized.
So like, would it be weird then to even see like a flag being flown? Like, just
Of
by,
course,
Yes,
definitely.
definitely.
Is it okay in China to have?
No.
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 Like
We
not
have-
even like in your house or something? It's,
No, of course.
Oh,
No,
Who
because
dares to?
nobody remembers that.
Yeah, nobody remembers that.
Okay.
Nobody
Yeah,
care about
nobody
that.
care about the previous. Nobody care about
Now.
right now.
Right now.
Okay.
We are in the Republic of China.
There's something good for us that Chinese are very flexible. We always forget the past. Not the past
Not the
that's not
past.
valuable.
Okay.
Yeah.
We do remember some part of the past, like Japanese invade China and they now refuse to apologize. That's the valuable part of the Chinese nation because it reminds us whenever we are weaker than others, we are invaded. That's
Okay.
a precious past. But the past that the civil war in China, one side of Chinese fight against the other side of the Chinese, we only honored the won part, the victory.
Yes.
So like, there's almost two different mindsets. It seems like like in the United States, if someone gets conquered, like, or if there's two opposing sides, like there still always will be there. Like, it's not like everyone will change their mind to one united idea. You know what I mean? Like, even now, like, we have the right and the left in
Yes,
America,
yes.
right?
There are also
The
right and
donkey
the
and
left in
elephant.
China. Yeah, there are also right and left in China.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, like, it seems like in all of China's history, it's always been that the government or the power or the dynasty or whatever that has conquered the other dynasty will just wipe out like everything from the other
Ah,
dynasty.
yeah, that's true.
Yes.
That's
So
true.
like,
Except for the culture.
No. They wipe out some kind of the
Yeah,
culture.
some
so
of
they-
but
they
they
adopt-
also have
okay.
the cultural interaction
Yeah.
after the conquer.
They mix, they wipe out some part of the things, they
Yes,
mix
and
some
then
part
mix
of
the
the
powder
things.
together.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, like, it's not like in America, it's like we still have that past, like there, like.
That's why America is in a chaos. Because their
like-
cultures like against each other. They have different thoughts.
Like few people always think that slavery is something needs to be exist.
Need to be exist in America. Do
Yeah.
some people
Do some people
still
agree with that?
still
Yeah.
support slavery in the United
Well,
States?
okay, being from the South, I have met people that I wouldn't say that they agree with slavery, but they do almost think sometimes that that people of color, black people, African American people, they are considered like less like they believe that they are greater than the African American people that are.
I think so.
American.
African.
I have met
totally-
some.
I've
I
met some
totally
people
don't
like-
agree with that. I totally
No,
don't
no, I'm saying I don't agree with that. Yeah,
I know that there are some kind of people think the white is the highest. I tell you the history. 500 years ago, China was the strongest country in the world, and Europeans like shit at that time. And yeah, that's true. We call
Like,
ourselves.
you guys had so much advancements in technology,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
paper,
yeah, yeah.
gunpowder,
Saber
silk.
control, yeah,
And we
Like,
have
so much stuff.
Yeah.
we have a lot of people full of knowledge. We are a prosperous country under the control of the central government. People there lead a peaceful life while the Europeans are just fighting each other, and the disease are everywhere, and people die in an extremely bad way, something like that. So we
Yeah,
call
yeah.
ourselves 中国. Do you know what's the meaning of 中?
No,
It's
I,
the center.
The center of the world.
We think we
Okay.
are the center of the world,
Yeah.
and we see the European people. There hasn't been America at that time. Uneducated, uncivilized people. At
Okay.
that time, we think the yellow. No, not the yellow.
Not the yellow.
The Chinese are the highest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it changes. I don't think there are privileges at for different people. For the people with the white skin or the yellow skin or black skin or red skin or something. The privileges falls on the people who got more power, who are smarter, who have better social ability, something
Yeah.
like that.
So
no. One thing that I do have to say though is like the people that I have met that have these opinions about the African Americans in America, they tend to be from the much older generation. So like the young people that I've met, they seem like all of my friends, all the people that I've met, they're perfectly fine. Like they believe that everyone is equal. It's progressed a lot since I think like during like the
They were
last
like
maybe
the-
like
yeah,
70
the
years or
50
something like
years,
that. Yeah, like so the people that grew up in that time, they grew up still with some of that hatred in their heart.
Yes, you feel
Like
that they are
culture,
more
yeah.
advanced or something.
Yeah, I think
I think that's the most stupid thing. It prevents the white from realizing that other colored people are going advanced. They still feel pride like we are the high, like what the China used to be. China used to be like we feel pride in our heart and think the Europeans are still uncivilized, uneducated. But actually, the European people have been after the Industrial Revolution and they are more advanced. At that time, Chinese people was just like the white people in America, the white people you talk about. They feel pride in their heart and feel that, I'm still advanced, so it's okay. For
there
us.
is snobbish.
They got not developed because they feel they are at a higher place. They don't struggle for developing.
Okay.
And then the European came and you see what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
I
only
think
egos who only care about themselves.
yeah,
Not care about the
if
world.
the white people, if some kind of white people still remain that deeply in their heart, it will prevent them for being more advanced. That's a problem. It's a problem of themselves. It doesn't affect others. If they behave that way, we can just ignore it. The yellow people, the Chinese, the Japanese, the Korean, the black people, the African American, just ignore it.
Yeah, and I think I actually saw this one video where Morgan Freeman was talking to an interviewer, asking him what he thinks about like Black Lives Matter and like Black Pride Month and stuff like that. And basically, Morgan Freeman said, if we continue to talk about it and talk about how people believe that there's this racial divide and stuff like that, then it will continue to exist because people continue to talk about it. But what he was saying is we shouldn't have a Black Pride Month. Each person should have pride for where they came from every single day, not set a month aside for it. The bottom line is unite the people, don't separate, don't divide. You know, we're all equal, we're all created by one God, you know. So.
I'm not created by the God. I come from a
Yeah,
monkey.
yeah. We come from the monkey.
Yeah, I'm
next
a monkey.
week-
I come from the monkey.
Next week we discuss where do people come
Come
from.
from.
It's
Okay.
gonna be very
Yeah.
Very controversial.
Controversial.
Yeah. Okay, well, thanks guys for tuning in this week and watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I certainly enjoy talking with my friends, you know, every
Yeah, me
week,
too.
having these kinds of discussions. I certainly enjoy learning about their countries, and, you know, it's great to see just everyone's opinions and different points of views. So if you enjoyed this video as well and enjoyed, you know, hearing their opinion and my opinion as well, then go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe to this channel if you want to continue seeing more of the international opinion. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys next time.
Bye.
Peace flow
Bye.
back, man.